Hey, welcome to Geekshow Helpdesk. Is there an echo in here?
That's Jarron. He is kind of an echo.
Some
Smaller,
sort of
always behind you.
voice
Hi, I'm
distorter.
right here. I'm too short. You can't see me.
Some sort of voice distorter making my echo sound higher than my voice actually is.
A little harmony.
Weird. This is Geek Show Helpdesk, where we talk about tech, gadgets, and science-related things. Welcome to this 1st of April, where we promise we will do no April Fool's jokes.
Not on my watch.
But we might report on an April Fool's joke or two if we so
I had
choose.
one get me today. It was a bummer.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Okay,
Before we do, though, let's introduce our panelists. He's in the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to leave him there. It's Lando.
Even with graphic
I'm so
schmatics as his
happy.
tagline.
I'm so happy right now. I'm in the top corner. I'm feeling special. I like that feeling. Just makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I'm Lando.
All right, that's Lando. Underneath Lando, it's Jarron.
Hey, I'm Jarron. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jarronius.
There's that Jarron energy we know and love.
Wow. All right.
It's so empty inside.
The guy.
Why? You have your new favorite toy. Play more
He's-
video games. You'll be happy.
He's Squidward. He was so excited to have his family go on vacation without him, so he had the house alone.
Was not excited.
Bull crap.
I'd be so
You don't know what you're
excited.
talking about?
And
It's
then
like
they
a
leave.
vacation.
And
That's
then they
the
leave, and
perfect
he's
thing.
like, I miss my family.
Did you take time off work? I would have.
No, I can't. The whole reason I stayed is because I had to work.
Yeah, because he had to work. All right, and we got Owen.
Hey! I'll make up for Jarron's energy just a little bit.
Let's go.
Okay.
Follow me here. Follow me on... Is it Twitter still? I don't have Twitter. X, but now is it XAI? Anyway.
Oh, we'll get to that too.
Yeah, so anyway,
do we
here I am.
got to?
And I'm usually here with our host, who's Tony.
That's me. Check me out on Blue Sky at Quad T or on other Geek Show podcasts. Before we go any further about these stories that are very interesting, do we have any emails?
Yeah.
Oh.
Email.
Let's have
I
it.
get an email.
We got an email from Chris McLaughlin. He says, "Hello, fine help desk. Long-time listener, first-time writer. Tony may remember me as the Danger Rum guy for the Geek Show podcast a long time ago.
Way back when.
I have an issue only you guys can help me with. I run a small 3D printing and laser engraving business out of my garage. It requires a computer to be in the garage while I am out there. I'm currently taking my laptop out every time. I'm looking for a small form factor PC to keep out there. The problem is that I live in Arizona and my garage is not air conditioned. I would need something that can survive being out in the garage when it's 120 degrees plus outside.
Which means it's probably, well, might not be quite that hot in the garage, but it'll be close to that hot.
It depends if
it
your
could
garage
be-
is insulated or not.
It could be even worse sometimes.
Could be hotter, maybe. Yeah.
Could be
Because like
hotter,
my
could be
garage is
cooler.
hotter in the summer than it is outside because there's no airflow.
Whoa.
Any
Is that the end of the question?
Yeah, he asked us, do we have
Do
any
you have any
suggestions?
suggestions?
Oh,
Thanks,
okay.
Chris McLaughlin.
Well, Chris, no.
Move to your basement.
I knew a lot of GPU miners that ran their rigs in their garage, even in hot climates. So.
There's really not going to be. So you need to rethink, not rethink, but just remember that when you talk about computer temperatures, 99% of the time they're talking about Celsius, and so the only time you have a problem is when you're getting above 90 Celsius on most of your components. And that is about 180 degrees Fahrenheit.
120 Fahrenheit is 49 degrees Celsius.
Yeah,
So you got a
so
long way to go.
But at that kind of temps, you're going to lose lifespan of your components, right? I mean,
eh,
they probably will be fine,
In
but
the past,
their lifespan will
maybe.
be shorter.
but the modern components now are rated for 100C and higher. So
I think if you got a fan to pass air over it,
that would help too.
like a clip, like even if it's a box fan or a clip-on fan, as long as you're passing some air over the device and it can leach some of that air out, that heat out into the air, even if it seems hotter. You have to, like Tony said, you have to remember a typical computer is running at over 120, 130 degrees anyways, just at idle, right?
But that will go Fahrenheit, sure, but not Celsius.
Fahrenheit, exactly. I'm talking about his 120
Yeah.
degrees.
But that will be higher in the garage, because you're usually starting at a room temperature of
Yeah,
like 70
right,
to
so
75 Fahrenheit.
The ambient temperature is pulling
Ambient
that.
temperature is higher.
Pull-
Yeah,
pulling
and
that
I
down.
doubt what you're doing is too CPU intensive.
Yeah,
I would
so
be more worried about the printing. Doesn't the temperature of the print, like if you're working in 120 degrees with some of your print stuff?
Like
If
the
it's-
print bed needs to go to 60 degrees Celsius. And
Yeah, if-
that's
Okay.
still hotter than
Yeah.
120.
if
Maybe
you're
that's saving you energy then.
not printing enclosed, then you're not going to have any problem. But if you're printing enclosed, you'll have to. I mean, he's already been doing this, so we're preaching to
Right.
the choir
yeah.
here. But you'll have to open up the
so-
door on an enclosed one for PLA and maybe PETG. But the harder stuff to print, you can that can go way high, way hot.
So, and how long does a 3D print can last for days for the really big stuff, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But you would assume probably not doing those big of ones, but
You can unhook the computer once the print started. It's storing
Right.
everything you need on the printer.
right.
But that's
You
the thing.
just-
He doesn't want to have to do that anymore.
Yeah, I was
So-
gonna say just go get yourself an Intel NUC, and
Raspberry Pi might be enough.
Raspberry Pi might even be able to do it.
The
If
If you're
problem
comfortable- if you're comfortable
the
with
NUC
Linux and stuff.
The
No, the
NUC
problem
has
with-
an onboard cooling though. It actually has a fan and stuff like that.
You can
so
get cooling for Raspberry
Cooling.
Pis.
The
That's
problem with the Raspberry Pi solution is they aren't powerful enough to quickly render your 3D prints.
oh right, yeah.
When you're
Even
when
the
you're,
newest ones, that really,
Now, if you have a complicated print with like hundreds and hundreds of layers, over 1,000 layers, it's going to take forever to generate that G code on a Raspberry Pi.
right.
So I would say just go check out some small form factor PCs on Newegg, and there's a lot of options out there. You don't need anything crazy powerful, but if you want to get a little spendy, you could look at what's being done with that new AMD Strix Halo chip, which is the one that has the beefy integrated GPU. That'd be pretty rad for that. But even then, you could get something with like an 8850 or 8890.
So the other thing I'm thinking about here is you get a portable AC unit to stick in your garage, and only run that when
you
you're.
don't
I mean,
need
that's
it. You don't need it.
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna
an
say
option, Tony.
if you put a fan to pass some air over it, I
All
think
that's-
you'll be okay.
All that's going to do is run the AC all the time because it's going to try to cool
It'll
the
never-
whole
Yeah,
garage,
unless you just put in its own little thing.
Say it was a great option. Fine.
Why did you put it out there then?
It's a fine
wanted to
option.
be
It
part
would
of the
work to cool down
conversation.
the garage by a couple degrees. I mean, because if
and-
your garage, and if you're in Arizona, your garage is 100 plus degrees, getting it down closer to 90 or 85 degrees Fahrenheit would probably be
With an
better.
air conditioner that runs all the time.
Well,
Assuming
and
your garage
costs you
door
money.
is
I
insulated.
know. So, and what I with the cryptocurrency mining, they would literally just power Air Force put Air Force circulation into their garage.
Right.
Nothing but ambient temperature, but in your garage, like Jarron said, it's getting hotter usually than outside, just because there's no airflow. And so if you pump air in, that airflow can usually keep it around 100, 110, and electronics will work absolutely fine at those Fahrenheit temperatures.
Yep. Jarron, what is the CPU I'm trying to think of that is like the one that's in our handhelds?
the Z1 Extreme?
No, but the actual like
7780U,
No one knows.
I believe.
I think it's so the one above that is the 80
Oh yeah,
8870U.
go get yourself an Ally X and run it off of that, and double dip with gaming.
He wants to leave it there though. That's the whole point of this.
Game while you're in there, buddy. There you go. Stay in the heat. Get a little sauna action.
8040U. That's what it is. 84. Yeah. Anyway,
But this would be him building something. Like
no, not necessarily.
I think we've answered this question to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Owen could keep going though.
I can. I will.
Don't let him, Tony. Let's
Nope.
go. Keep it moving.
Sorry. All right, Tony.
Anyway, So yeah, basically, you don't need to worry too much about the heat unless you're going to sit there and run all the time, rendering G code. So you should be fine. All right, thanks for writing in. If you have any other questions or whatever,
Do you think he
hit
could
us up
get
again.
Do you think he could get Alto Burner to keep track of his temps and stuff?
No, auto burner is a bad idea. Don't use it. It will steal
Maybe.
your bitcoins
Maybe Afterburner.
and all your other coins. Geekshow Helpdesk at gmail.com if you have any questions for us. All right. Did we have any other emails, or is that's it? Okay, cool.
That's it.
All right. If this doesn't scare you, then I don't know what will. Apparently, our universe could be in a black hole.
I saw this and I don't like it.
Why don't you like it? It's a cool concept.
It causes me existential dread. That's all.
It's
Not that I have to worry about it, but I still don't like it.
I mean, it's kind of like it's a multiverse, right?
A what?
Multiverse.
Multiverse, yeah.
This
There's
is your
multiple
story, Jarron.
universes, just
It's
in
our-
different
Tell us.
universes.
It's our own we're in our own pocket universe.
It's from a study of 263 galaxies. It's provided fresh evidence to support a theory that our universe is in the interior of a black hole. And this is data from the James Webb Space Telescope. And there's really not much to say beyond that. It's a theory. It's not proven. I don't think if they ever could prove it,
So the interesting thing about
Never say
that is,
never.
if it's true, that would be we would have to see at some point the wall, the edge, because a black hole is not infinitely large, and
Right,
you
they-
can't
They
see
contract eventually, right?
you can't see
Yes.
outside of a black hole because light can't escape it. So what's outside of that? Who knows?
And the reason they think this, they say the universe was born rotating, and that agrees with theories of black hole cosmology. So
It was born rotating, but wouldn't it be just the force hitting into each other? Because as planetoids collide, as they gain gravity, and more things hit them, it spins them. Maybe it's just.
Are you an
my-
astrophysicist,
Owen.
Owen?
Let's go.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm
plays
just
one
saying-
on a podcast.
But I'm just saying, the laws of physics.
They get
An
pretty
object
weird.
in motion wants to stay in motion.
The laws of physics get pretty weird when you get
You're
really,
just
really
saying
big
science things.
and really, really small.
Okay, I've got
It's-
more. I watch a lot of Bill Nye. And,
I think
and
it's
Neil
neat
deGrasse
to
Tyson.
think of the idea that
Yeah.
like our own universe, the boundary is a black hole, which then if you somehow got out of, which you never could, that's a gateway to another universe, and
Yeah.
it's
So if you ran
awesome.
fast enough to beat the speed of light, you could punch through it to another
Maybe.
universe, like the Flash.
Go Flash style, maybe.
Ooh.
Interesting. Well, stew on that while you're falling asleep tonight,
and
dear
we
listener.
are effectively trapped in this universe. I feel so confined.
Jaron,
I
we're
feel a
trapped
lot
in this solar system. Jaron, we're trapped on this planet.
I'm
the
trapped
track.
in this house.
Oh, here we go again.
You've unlocked Poopy Jarron.
What do you mean
Eeyore Jarron
unlocked?
Unleashed.
I'm not
He's
trapped
never-
in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Okay, Rorschach. All right. Now, did you know that when you're rich, you can just kind of do whatever you want with stuff?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, we're not talking about Elon Musk again, are we?
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
So
why?
last
Why?
week, Elon Musk announces, "Oh, my company XAI bought X.
We bought
Now-
it for $33 billion.
Now it's
no changing of cash. It's
No.
just
No,
all
all
just-
stock.
Is this,
Just-
all
hold on,
paper?
hold on. Is this the private equity move where they're going to use a company to buy a company and then roll the debt into a company and use that company to run into the
Maybe.
ground so it has to close,
Enron?
like freaking
Who knows?
Joanne's or whatever?
who knows?
The private equity freaking scheme and like awful that's happening there is it's just bad.
He says he says it's because they need to work together. They're all sharing
Which-
data anyways.
I was going to say, which is another point to make. If anyone on X thinks that their data is their
Yeah.
own or not being used to train Grok,
Oh.
think again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
That's been in the license agreement forever, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes total sense why Grok is the most fabricating of the AIs.
Because it's learning off X.
Because
You know, just make stuff up, just like people on X.
My favorite thing I've seen recently about
Cesspool.
Grok is You ask it, who's the worst person for misinformation on X or Twitter or whatever, and like it routinely answers, oh yeah, Elon Musk is.
Elon
Yeah, they
Musk
keep
is the
trying to
most.
patch it out.
Yeah.
And then they try and patch it out, which is the
Probably comes in and goes,
worst.
before we get started in the meeting, have you stopped it from telling everybody that I'm the worst purveyor of fake news and
We can't figure out how to do it, sir.
We
I'm
can't
sorry.
do it. He keeps rewriting its code.
It's a lie.
So yeah, 33 billion was what the number was that he says it was purchased for, which puts XAI's value at 80 billion
Yeah.
total.
Sure.
No,
Who
this
do
is
you
just
think
made up
assumed that-
numbers,
Who,
you know?
Yeah, who do you
Yeah.
think? So you think XAI must have assumed the debt, right? The
Yeah,
negative-
yeah.
the-
Because there's
Oh,
12
yeah.
there's 12 billion in debt right now for
Yeah.
X, and it assumed that. So
Yeah.
it paid 33 billion and then assumed the 12 billion in debt
Right.
is what I understand. So
When you get to reach a certain point of rich, you start looking at his debt as an asset, and that's when things get real crazy. Right,
Yeah.
Jarron? Am I right? Is that a thing, or am I wrong?
but
He's playing a game.
it is.
What's the point of having an accountant on the show if you can answer questions like this?
He's not in. Look at those eyes, dude. He's not engaged.
He's so dead.
He's
Why-
somewhere else.
Jaron,
I'm dead inside.
put the game away.
I'm not playing any games. This is me.
Oh my
It is
gosh,
just
what's
me.
wrong with you? So anyway,
his
Want me to
family
tell
was
you
like-
what's wrong with me?
we don't have enough time. Let's.
I
I'm
don't get paid enough.
alone, Tony.
That's a good thing, Jarron.
Jaron,
So what you
A
want?
man needs to be alone every once in a while. It's fine.
embrace it, man.
It's like a
There's
vacation.
nothing to embrace because I'm alone.
Sleep as much as you want. As long
Sometimes-
as you want. Lay diagonally on the bed, dude.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you get
sleep-
what you want, and it turns out maybe you don't want it. And
Pull the blankets wherever you want them.
Seems
It's
to
going to be
be-
great.
Dude,
You can
Sleep
eat whatever
diagonally,
you
then,
want.
then the blankets will either be covering me too much or not enough.
no.
why
Buddy,
did
then
his
you,
why did his camera just go black? Don't sleep diagonally right now.
I forget. You know what I forget?
He entered the
Jaron,
void.
Jaron's not tall enough for his feet to hang off any bed.
I was gonna say sleeping diagonally for him is the
It's
same as
for,
sleeping
that's normal.
regular.
for us large people, sleeping diagonally can be
That's
a
the
treat.
dream.
That's
It's
a
the
treat,
dream.
right? Sorry, Jaron.
All
Sleeping
right.
diagonally isn't very.
What the heck is dark oxygen, Lando? What is this all about?
Yeah, so this is a story I found out here a couple weeks, so I've got to remember some of this. But basically, what this is about, this author of the story is a deep sea explorer. I think I want to say. I'm not.
Are you gonna
Jared's
owe
looking
him
like
this
he's gonna-
story?
What was that?
I realized why my camera turned off because it has voice commands and I said sleep. So
Oh, jeez, that's
That's
funny.
funny. Hey Siri, sleep.
you
No,
gonna
Siri, I
owe
don't
him
really
this-
mean that. Go
You
away.
gonna owe him this story?
So,
Hey,
no,
I
a little
take
bit, just a
offense
little bit.
a
I read
little
it.
bit
I read it.
of
It's been a
and
couple weeks, Tony.
pride.
So he went on a deep sea exploration in 2013, and he was doing some experiments, and he started discovering oxygen on the seafloor, and he's like, "That's weird. I bet that's just faulty
Sensor.
sensors and things like this can't be a thing. There's no such oxygen doesn't exist this deep down." Turns out he went back and actually took some sensors in to test for this very thing, and found, yeah, there's oxygen. And not only that, but
Oxygen
it's being
production.
produced without sunshine, right? So typically the way oxygen is
photosynthesis.
produced is
we
on,
can
yeah,
get rid of all these stupid plants on this earth.
that's the
Stupid
point.
plants.
That's the point of the story. But yeah, he discovered, and it has confirmed his discovery of what's called dark oxygen, oxygen that is produced without sunlight. I'm like, huh, that's pretty interesting.
Do they know why?
Because
or
it
how?
took him until
I bet no one
2021
does.
when he measured
Tell us,
oxygen
Owen.
production with the second method. They realized he found something exceptional: dark oxygen. So yeah,
You
never
know,
ever been done before. New
It's
discovery.
actually so what
Here it
they think
comes.
it could be
Professor Owen.
is polymetallic nodules. They're like rock like formations, and they're composed of tons of different little metals, including manganese, which can create differences in electrical potential when
sounds
interacting
made
with
up.
seawater.
You say too much Star Trek. This sounds like a Star Trek explanation.
That's literally one of the paragraphs in this story.
Really?
I just read it with
Got
aplomb.
him.
You did. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
So basically, manganese can cause an electrical current or potential that interacts with seawater, which desalinates and ionizes water, thus
Creating some oxygen. Interesting.
So some of the so what's of this discovery are it has some potential mining implications, right? You can go mine deep sea dark oxygen.
I think they just stick a tube down there like a straw.
That's what I was about to
start,
say.
Just
Suck it right
start filling our atmosphere with oxygen again and push all the CO2 out.
Goodbye,
And I
global
think-
warming.
Yeah, I think
You
that we
inject
just-
the bleach.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Anyway.
Claire
I
gets it.
drink your milkshake.
That was an interesting story. I'm going to keep it short because I really want to get to my other story, the one that I care more about. So,
And of course, because
Let's
it's baseball.
hey, don't spoil it, Tony.
Oh, save it to last so everyone can tune out if they don't want to
This
listen
this
No,
the,
let's
pro-
do
the
it
problem
now.
with this story is eventually there won't be any more nodules down there because I've already read stories about how mining operations are going to scoop
Millions
them
and
all up
billions of dollars
for the rare earth metals in those
Yeah.
to.
nodules.
Yeah, that's not going to last.
So that's a thing.
It's like it's from that movie Look Up with the mining with the asteroid.
Hey, if they can mine those nodules and still allow the things to live down there fine that live down there, I'm all for it. No reason
But
not
they-
to.
Well, there's not
But
much
you
that
know
lives
they
down there,
can't.
Tony.
Yeah.
There's some stuff, but not much.
All right. Speaking of needing things on this earth, we always need energy, and apparently Jarron has an idea for unlimited energy.
Yeah, my idea. Let's not mistake that.
I saw this.
I
too.
love
is
this. This is such good. I am so excited to talk about science again. Go
I
ahead.
know this is a science-heavy episode.
Yeah.
Scientists have discovered how to extract power from the Earth's rotation.
Power.
How neat is that?
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Gee, that's neat.
Which would basically be unlimited energy. But they do say that the more we harness, the slower the rotation.
That was what
will
I was
be.
going to ask. I'm like, if we,
Is
if
this
we
the
harness-
tether?
Is
Is
it
this the
gonna stop the
tether
Earth?
method where they put a big space tether out up and then it drags? It causes drag though.
It's
think-
supplied by angular kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Do you think we could ever pull enough energy out of it though to make a noticeable difference on the Earth's rotation?
Noticeable? Yes.
7 milliseconds per.
7
century,
milliseconds per century.
Yeah, that's noticeable. That's
okay.
measurable.
You know what? You're right. That is correct.
You know what?
An effect.
Jaren's
that-
defense, that is answers your question, Tony.
You know what? He nailed it. I can't
Sure
say
does.
anything about that. But will it do anything to us to affect the human race
Hey,
or the rest of the planet?
did you? This story connects to the previous story with manganese.
Okay, let's
All
hear
right.
about
Yeah,
the
let's
manganese.
go.
So they achieved this with a hollow cylinder of manganese, zinc, and iron, and it can alter the interaction of our planetary magnetic field and allow the extraction of energy from it. Science.
The problem is, so far the results are still below the level where they cannot be explained by multiple possible causes of experimental error.
You gotta start somewhere.
It's within the margin of error, Tony. It's fine.
You know
It
what?
might be there.
We're making
What's
energy,
the-
we think, if we're
what's
looking
the-
at it right.
what's
And
that
nothing
show?
else.
17 microvolts so far, but all they gotta do is scale it up. I mean,
What's that
like,
show with the?
let's
with
get
the,
a 500-story tall rod of manganese, and bam.
What's
There,
that?
easy
What's that
peasy.
show
We're
with the three emperors that are clones of each other? Morning
Foundation.
Foundation. So you know
Yeah.
when the space elevator collapses,
Oh,
though.
man, that
Oh,
scene
that's
is
an awesome
amazing.
scene.
That's basically
That's when I stopped watching it.
what would happen with this tether.
Dude, that was
this
like
has been
halfway
up.
through the first season, Jaron.
I know.
Jared,
There's 3
you-
seasons out, and
Jared,
they're
did-
great.
Jared,
What?
Didn't you,
No,
didn't
it
you-
ended after that scene.
Oh, my
Jared.
gosh.
Jared, didn't you say
Jared.
when you started the
Jared, okay.
podcast today that you're like, sorry, I was watching a show, and it's not even one that you wanted to watch. You're just like,
You're right. It wasn't. I don't even like it
dude,
that much.
finish Foundation,
Hold
my
on.
guy.
Hold on. You're
Foundation
telling me
is
you're
awesome.
home alone. You can watch whatever you want, and you're just watching some show that you're like, meh, about.
I don't
Hey.
actually really want to watch it.
The heart wants what it wants, okay?
Watch
You're just-
Foundation.
I don't understand
Throwing out
you, Jared. I
weird
really
sayings.
The heart wants
First of
what
all,
it
Jaron,
wants.
we know you don't have a heart, so that doesn't apply.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Jeez.
something's pumping this blood, okay?
don't. Yeah, remember the artificial one we talked about last week?
Could be one of those. All right. Oh, and tell us about this bad trend you found.
Oh no.
What one is that one?
The one that says, this could be a bad trend.
Oh, yeah, no.
Lost
it's,
phone forces
You know,
Air
one of your
France
two
flight
stories
back to
on here,
Paris.
Owen.
yeah, one of my 2 stories. Sorry, I was making jokes about Jarron in my head. Got distracted. Sometimes I just drift off and do that.
This is a high quality show this
So
week. I can
here we
tell.
go. Here we go. So an Air France, a flight coming from the Caribbean into France, they turned around because somebody left their phone on the plane from the previous flight. Hey, I forgot my
Why?
phone. Skirt. Turn
Who
around.
cares? Let
No
the phone go in
way.
the plane.
They turned around. And how easy is it to leave your phone or to say you left your phone on a plane? So that's the bad trend part.
Why
Because-
would
because
they,
people are horrible. So
Hold
they
on.
turn around. They turn around because it's a
don't-
lithium-ion battery, and they say it can overheat, start on fire, smoke. It's basically a threat.
how many
because the
other people
battery
have
in the
phones
phone-
on the plane though?
But when they forget it, it could be damaged or
could be a
sat on
bomb?
or
Is that what
or
you're saying?
punctured. That's what they're saying.
That's
They
the
turned
dumbest thing I've
around.
ever heard.
So in the most recent case, the passenger and crew could not find the phone after the plane left Paris Orly Airport around noon on March 21st.
He was in my pocket all along. Sorry.
Yeah. So they circled and returned to the airport, according to the flight tracking service FlightWare. And they landed back where it started, and then they took off 2 hours later. So everybody on the plane late by at least 2 hours, and it was
4 hours.
Yeah, right. Because
Because you had to fly back out that far where they were when
Yeah.
they turned around.
Well, they said they flew around pretty early on, but after 2 hours they took off again.
okay. I
So
see.
that once they landed, but it was 375 passengers, and
How
I'm
much
saying
fuel and carbon?
I'm just saying it's just people are horrible. We know this. I know this. Maybe you guys have faith in humanity, but I can just see a trend of people now forgetting their phones on flights. I'm sure that they'll get in trouble, but it's so innocent. Like, who doesn't? Oh, I forgot my phone.
To what end though? Why would you tell the plane that?
Just because you could, because you can
So
force a
here's the
plane to
thing.
turn around.
Have you ever watched the
Be a jerk.
the streamers
you're
who
just
do like the
talking about
swatting
people that
for
Troll-
fun?
just
Yeah,
trolling
like
people,
swatting.
right?
Good to
Yeah.
be a
Yeah.
troll for fun,
Right.
and that's
Yeah.
annoying.
That's
But
terrible.
they're gonna
what?
eventually they're gonna be able to prove.
You know what these
Did you do it on
planes need to
purpose?
do is that they need to have a small box that is bomb-proof, so that when stuff like this happens, they can just toss whatever it is in the box.
But they couldn't find it, Tony. Remember the story? Like they couldn't. The part of the problem is they couldn't find the phone.
Yeah.
So you think if they found the phone, they would have just said, "Oh, it's fine,"
Put
and
the
kept going?
entire plane.
That's
in
my
a
question.
box.
Yeah, I guess if they would have found the phone in flight, they could have just been like, "Oh yeah, it's fine." They could have turned it
Okay,
off.
so
Turn
if
off
that's
the
the
lock
case, then
Maybe,
yeah.
but they didn't really say that in the article. They
That's what I
just
mean.
said
They didn't explain
if
it.
they couldn't find it, if they can't find it, they're just gonna.
You can turn off a
turn
locked
around.
phone.
Yeah, you can for sure. So
Huh. Yeah, I don't
Anyway.
like that. All right. It's time for a mystery review. I have a mystery item that I'm reviewing.
Mm-hmm.
Headphones.
Wrong.
whoa!
Earbuds.
Same smell. Tony, you suck.
This is the Bose QuietComfort Ultra earbuds. The latest and greatest, although it has been out for like roughly a year. But I found a really good deal on a refurbished set. You can buy them refurbished directly from Bose on eBay, and I've seen the prices anywhere from 140 up to about 200. I snagged these when they were 150, and I think they're my new favorite headset. Actually,
Above the Apple Pros?
They
Yep.
beat the AirPods.
Yep. So they're the only
They're
downside
chonky though.
is the case is about 30% bigger than
Does it have
the
better battery
AirPod
then?
Pros.
Is that a bigger battery? Is that what
Yeah.
that accounts for? Okay.
So there's the device itself is also larger than an AirPod Pro, but I mean when it's in your ear it doesn't matter. And sound quality is, in my opinion, better than AirPod Pro 2. Active noise canceling better than AirPod Pro 2.
How are the touch controls?
Touch
'Cause, like-
controls are a little bit too touchy, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Because
I was gonna say,
I've gotten really used to turning on active noise canceling on and off by gripping the AirPod, and I found that
is-
to be super awesome.
Yes, that is one thing that the AirPods still have better.
Yeah.
Is I love squeezing the stem.
Yep.
Yeah, you can take that out of context.
Whoa.
And it works better than pretty much any other earbud I've ever used in that
I
aspect.
pretty much exclusively listen to audiobooks while earbudded, I've found. And the quality of life things have become more important to me than the actual sound quality.
Exactly.
I was going to say, what's the quality of life things? Because the
And-
AirPods, if you have an Apple phone especially, the AirPod experience is like awesome.
Well, that's the thing. This has your dual connectivity. You can, I use it all day connected to my laptop and my phone. This has better active noise canceling, just as good noise pass through when you want to have the aware mode on.
Just as good as Apple's?
I'd have to do them side by side again,
'Cause
but
Apple's is shockingly amazing.
so is this one. Like, this is really good. Sound quality, like I said, I think is better. And then the only downside I would say is probably that they're a little bit chunkier.
Yeah, but the thing is with the Apple ones, like you open them up, there's a nice little pop-up on your phone screen that says, hey, do you want to connect these? Yeah, sure. And it knows, like,
How
the
many
Apple,
times do
like,
you need
if,
that?
I'm not done, Tony.
Just the first time.
This is
Yeah,
why I talk so
exactly.
freaking fast. I
You
wasn't
say dumb
done, and
things.
You guys interrupted
Yeah,
me.
But when you say
I don't
that
care
one's
about
gone, it's gone.
I don't care about the pairing process. That's easy. What I
That's
care
what I'm
about
saying.
That
is
wasn't
like the using of them. Like how easy is it to? What's his problem?
I don't know.
He's freaking out.
wait, Lando,
getting
Lando,
there.
do you have to? Do
Oh,
you
hang
have
on a
to
sec, hang
ask
on
to
a sec.
Connect every time you use your AirPods?
Did you have something to say, Lando?
No, it's
Are you
gone. I
for-
forgot.
Are you forgetting your
I was
AirPods
making
every
a damn
time
good
and then?
point, and now it's
Oh,
gone.
let's hear it.
I can't remember what it was.
Did you really forget it?
Yes.
It was
Judas
about
Priest.
it was about
My-
how you like how
Something
they
about the
pop up.
experience being better. And, oh no, I remember now. So when you're using your AirPods and you get a phone call, so if you're using them on your computer and you get a phone call on your phone call, it pops up and goes, "Do you want to automatically switch them?" You go, "Yep," it switches automatically. Because it's like aware. Like there's more features you get than just Bluetooth features with the AirPod Pros. That's my point. No one gives a crap about it. It's fine.
I
The squeezing
haven't-
the shaft thing
So
on the
angry.
AirPods is like so great.
It is. That's the best interface on any earbud, hands down. As far as what you were saying, I haven't had that experience yet where someone calls me while I'm using it on a different device, but it is very responsive. If I pause it on a device and hit play on the other device, it switches instantaneously to the
I'll
new
tell you what,
device.
that's my biggest complaint about these stupid Sony's
Sony
ones.
WF-1000
XM.
XM5s.
That
Yeah,
ones, whatever the crap they
XM5s.
are. I don't remember model numbers like you guys do. But like when I'm mowing my lawn with these things on, it connects to my computer, then it disconnects to my computer, and and it sucks and transferring back and forth. The experience ain't that great, in my opinion.
I have
'cause it can
similar
do it.
problems
I've
with the
turned it off, it's
AirPods.
that
I was gonna
bad.
say the AirPods done that before to me.
Oh, I have the worst problems with the AirPods on that particular front because my kids are young enough where they don't have their own devices or Apple accounts, so they're
Oh, yeah.
borrowing mine, and so they play
You
something on the
fight over
iPad.
control.
It
Yeah.
takes control of my AirPods when I'm mowing the lawn.
So,
Yeah.
so my wife has been into the
That's
romanticy
what the
books, and
computer
we've
shut,
had
Jarron.
we've had some close calls with the romanticy books going on with the same thing because the kids are playing on the iPad, and then it like takes over. Anyway, funny.
Yep.
Or we get in the car. And her phone will automatically connect to the car and just start playing. And she's
No.
Yeah. Pause.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I would say, and there actually is one more downside too that I just remembered, and it's a fairly big one depending on your usage. There is no wireless charging on these.
Oh,
okay.
It is USB-C, of course, but you have to buy a special case, which makes it even chunkier from Bose
what? Come
to
on,
get
Bose.
wireless charging. Yeah, I was really surprised when I got it and I put it on the wireless charging pad and nothing happened. I was like, what the heck? So I did some research and looked into it, but
So what? So how do you turn ANC on and off? Do you have to use the
just
app?
hold
or
it.
can
Just
you...
no, you just
Oh,
hold the
you just
you
have
just
to
hold
hold
it
it.
down for like 2 or 3 seconds and it switches. They have, Bose's signature like sound profiles and stuff that you can use. They have one called Immersion, which for music I think it sounds pretty good. I prefer it off though. And if you're listening to spoken word stuff, you got to turn it off because it adds a very slight reverb to someone's voice
infuriating.
if they're reading a book or whatever, and it drives me nuts.
So it sounds like you're in a concert hall.
Yeah,
or
it tries to
something.
make it a more open sound, like a concert hall, but it does not work good if you're listening to an audiobook or watching a YouTube video. But for music, it sounds all right. I still like it off though. But yeah, so all that being said, I really like them. They sound fantastic. Their quality of life tech features are as good or better than AirPod Pro 2s.
Battery life?
Price, if you can
hit
get
the same.
if you can get a refurbished set off eBay, refurbished from Bose, that's brand new at that point. Like
Right.
when it's factory refurbished, if you could find it for like 150, 160 bucks and you're in the market, I think it's a fantastic buy.
Yeah,
At
because
200,
AirPod Pros are 250, right? AirPod Pros are 250.
yeah, but you can normally find the AirPod Pro 2s now for around 190, 200.
Okay.
So that's when you're bumping up against the regular refurbished price that it hits sometimes at 200. That's if you're deep into the Apple ecosystem, probably still go with AirPod Pros. But if you're not, I would say these are an absolutely fantastic option. Oh, and they support all the Snapdragon sound stuff. aptX, adaptive, all of that good stuff if you're on an Android phone. 100% these are the best for Android phones, if you ask me. They do all the good stuff that the iPhone does on an Android phone. And it does have, just like Landon was complaining about the quick pair, this does support it actually with Android phones. When you first
there you
open
go.
up the lid, on an Android phone, it grabs it and picks it up.
150 bones, huh?
Yeah, 150
I might
bucks
go
for
for
that.
that if I
So
can get those.
I would say these are for an Apple user, these are a 9 out of 10. For an Android user, I think these are a 10 out of 10. So there you go. Bose QuietComfort Ultra earbuds. Absolutely cool, awesome stuff. On to the next story. Baseball.
Let's go. It's baseball time. You
get
guys
this.
know that I love bringing baseball stories to the podcast because
Hadn't
I love
noticed.
baseball. So you may or may not know, you guys, that last week was the start of the brand new baseball season. And baseball's back. Everything's just better in the world. Lando's happier. Everything's just feels right now. Anyhow,
Give your stem a tug.
besides
Squeeze. Sorry.
Squeeze.
I got Shorzy popped in there for a second there. Mixed
so
it up.
besides the major MLB TV outage that happened on opening day, which sucked, there's been some interesting developments in baseball. New tech, if you will. The New York Yankees right now, currently, last I looked, they were undefeated, 5-0. Pretty good start of the
Actually,
season.
Did see this article outside of you, actually. I stumbled upon it.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. So the New York Yankees have been doing some work, doing some research, if you will, doing some analytics. And they are hitting a lot of home runs this season. Last I heard, in the first 4 games, 15 home runs, which is quite a bit of home runs for a single
Seems
team
like
to
a
hit in
lot.
4 games. And part of the reason is they got some new technology, specifically around the baseball bat. So there's a rule in baseball. In fact, I'm going to pull it up here so I can read it to you guys. Around baseball bats, as you would assume, right? There's a rule. Of course there's a rule. Baseball is a game of rules. Lots and lots of rules. However, the baseball bat rules, astoundingly simple. So this is rule 3.02. The bat shall be smooth, round stick, not more than 2.61 inches in diameter at the thickest part, and not more than 42 inches in length. The bat shall be one piece of solid wood. That's it. That's the rules on the bats.
Oh,
So the Yankees are like,
because they used to
cool.
cork bats and stuff, right? Like they used to.
Yeah, you
Well, that's
can't cork
always
bats.
been illegal.
That's always been
Yeah.
illegal. But like
Sammy Sosa, you
what,
listening?
what's the definition of a bat? Has to be made of solid wood. That's
Solid piece of wood.
basically it, and it's got to be smooth. And it can't be, at the thickest part more than 2.61 inches. So a traditional baseball bat at the bottom, you got the grip, really skinny, gets bigger as it goes, and then goes out to what's called the barrel. At the end, and typically you want to barrel the ball and you want to square it up for the best hit.
So
Especially on a
shaped like
wood bat. So what the Yankees have done is, with all this new data and technology we talked about before in the stadiums, they went through and done a bunch of analytics on their players and said, hey, look, this player tends to hit the ball on this place in the bat. This player tends to hit the ball on this place of the bat. And they have moved the barrel. And they have changed where the thickest part of the bat is
Like
in order to
barrel,
increase
like
home runs.
unique bats per batter to fit the batter's swing.
That seems sketchy.
Right.
Whoa, that's
Nothing
cool.
illegal about this. They're
Nothing
calling them
illegal about that.
I
torpedo
don't
bats.
care if it's
Yeah,
illegal.
they're
It seems
just-
sketchy.
Well,
They're customized, right? Like if you swing a bat and you're shorter or your arms a little, that changes where you're going to hit that on the barrel.
why
Well,
not
normally-
just
and not only that, but where it's in
normally
the
players
zone
have
depends
to-
on where you hit it.
And normally
Yep.
players have to make that calculation in their head, right? Like a good batter will pull their arm or pull their swing to hit that right section.
And some batters got different kinds of swings, right? Because we're all humans, we have different kinds of swings. So they noticed like Anthony Volpe, I can't remember his name in the Yankee. I can't say it right. Anyway, he tends to hit the inside pitches harder than the outside pitches. So he's one of the ones using a new bat with moving the barrel down closer to his hands and closer to the label of the bat in order to, when he does make good contact with the ball, in order to get the biggest part of the bat with the most wood, the barrel, the sweet spot, in the right spot.
Well, why
And now
not
they
just
can
make
tell
the
you why it's
whole?
working.
Why not just make the whole end that thick, starting?
That's what a
Starting-
traditional bat looks like, but this
Yeah.
it
How
changes
is
the weight
this-
dynamics, it changes the way it swings,
Huh.
it changes the sweet spot to be even sweeter.
So now they can
Right?
calculate. Now they can get the pitcher, and they can say when we see him winding up like this, it's going to be this hit, right? And so then they can actually make bats. Not only could they make bats hypothetically for the batter, they could make a bat that works better against a specific pitcher too, because they've got the
Well,
data.
yeah, so it's the
a
weight
lot-
of the bat,
it's a
the
lot
weight
of wood.
distribution of the bat. Like,
Yeah,
because
it's
here's
a
the
lot of
thing: when you get to the major leagues, Tony, it's a game of the margins, right? These players are the best of the best, and so the games are won in the margins of the rules and of the game and of the skills, and like the little things absolutely matter, big time. So being
I've
able
seen
to
some of
create
those
a custom
I've
bat
seen-
per player is a
I've seen
big
some of those
freaking
big
deal.
guys come up to the plate and crush it. It doesn't really matter though. Like best of the best, I don't.
Well, and that's the thing is, so Aaron Judge, who hit 4 of those home runs, not using one of these new bats. So like Aaron Judge, his name you probably heard, one of the biggest names in all of sports right now.
Never heard it.
I have also never heard it.
That's fine. No one cares. If you know baseball, you know Aaron Judge. He freaking hits dingers. He hits home runs all the freaking time. 2 seasons ago, he broke the home run record for a single season. Right, this guy is incredibly good. So
Wait, he broke
anyway,
Barry
it's interesting
Bonds'
new
record.
technology using data to make new bats.
He
That's
broke
all.
Barry.
Because-
He broke Barry Bonds' record.
Well, there's some debate about that because it depends on which record you talk about with Barry Bonds and if he was using steroids or not. And there's
No,
there's
just
some
flat out
asterisks
the
there.
number. Just the flat out number.
He didn't beat the flat out number. He was like
Okay.
1 or 2 off,
That's still pretty crazy.
2 or 3 off. I can't remember the exact numbers. It was a
Unless you
while
can
ago.
prove that he wasn't using steroids too.
They test pretty regularly for
I
illegal substances.
Want a
nowadays.
sports league where like all performance enhancing drugs are allowed.
Yeah,
We've talked about this. Yeah.
Just let them do whatever they want.
Yeah, like superhuman. It'd be awesome.
There's a sketch on.
that adds another layer of complexity. Now who's got
Oh,
the
yeah.
better drugs?
So
as well?
Exactly.
Just real quick in closing here, I want to say one more thing. My Padres are currently 5-0. I'm watching the game right now. They're going to go 6-0 to start the season, which is a big freaking deal.
Is that good?
One of like 3 teams undefeated right now in the nation. I think we're going to beat the Dodgers.
what
So
was it,
screw
the
you,
pa-
Dodgers fans.
The
That's all. We can go down.
What's it called? The Padres?
The Padres, yeah.
Padres,
It's
okay.
it's.
You're both wrong. It's pronounced Pod Racer,
Let
and
me
it's
write
Star
that
Wars.
down.
Star Wars.
Um,
Have you ever gone to the Boonta Eve Classic, Lando?
We're
Now
not.
that's
You're not
pod
doing this to
racing.
me. We're talking about baseball. We're talking about Padres. Padres.
No.
San Diego.
Pod
They're
racing.
playing right now.
Pod
That's what I
racing.
said.
They're doing amazing. 4-0
He
with
keeps saying
Guardians.
it, but it's
We're gonna
still
sweep
pod
them
racing.
too.
Keep saying it over, but
They're
Padres.
cooking. They're cooking something up over there in San Diego.
It's working.
The only thing that's going to stop us is the freaking Dodgers in the same division. And I hate it.
Misa confused.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so confusing.
you know
Baseball
who
people
else might
understand
stop
that,
him? Sebulba might stop him.
Otani is what's going to happen. Otani and freaking that new pitcher we should have got. And
What do you think
that-
you are, some
do you
kind of
think?
padre?
He's-
We are Tordarian. Padres don't
Oh.
work on us.
Baseball sounds fun, guys.
Baseball's way fun, Jarron. I think you'd actually, if you got into it, you could probably really like it.
All right, You know what else is fun? Stock photos. Let's talk about stock photos, Owen.
What
okay,
a
so-
transition.
Here we go. So this one, I've had this one on here for a while, but Google has they're in beta, I guess, right now. their AI, their next model, basically can rip the watermarks off of images.
Oh,
And if you know anything about Fiverr or any of those other sites where people are trying to sell their stock photos, the way they keep them, the way that the purchasing process works is that you get to see everything at full size, full quality, but it's got a watermark. And that is absolutely scrapable because they want their images to come up in Google's image search, but they
Right,
don't
to sell them.
drive
That's
to
the
drive
idea.
traffic, right? But they don't. But then you get there and you're like, I do want this one. Oh, it's got a. I can't just take a screenshot or right click
got
and
a
say
watermark.
that. But now Gemini, I think it's Gemini. That's Google's thing, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Gemini too.
The new one can basically just take an image and rip the. It's called Gemini 2 Flash.
Oof.
Will uncomplainingly create images depicting celebrities and copyrighted characters and rip the stuff off. So I don't know how it's going to affect those.
That's not
those,
good.
Those that gig work and these freelance people that go on these sites like Fiverr and
You know,
whatever
it's
are
too
gonna
bad James isn't here. I know James sells stock photos on the side. Doing that for a while now.
Especially if you've got like good hardware and you can take some good pictures or you can generate some good stuff. Like stock photos are needed for just about anything anybody's doing out there.
Big in advertising.
Marketing-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, marketing wise. So
Well, that's
anyway,
crazy.
It's in test or beta right now, so it's not like they're probably gonna clap some irons on there before they let it go to full release, but still. More AI.
More AI. All right. And last but not least, Jarron has a story about body parts. This is unsurprising for some reason.
What? Have you guys ever wanted a spare body lying around without a
Like
brain
I
in it?
said,
I think about that all the time.
Unsurprising.
Dude, if we could clone my son and get him a new pancreas that
Yeah.
didn't have
my man Owen gets it.
Wait a minute.
They didn't
There's
have-
several science fiction stories about this exact thing.
So you don't have to have the rejection drugs, the anti-rejection
Yeah.
drugs for the rest of your life, which is basically like having AIDS because it just kills
It
your
lowers
immune
your
system.
immune system. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're calling this ethically sourced humans.
I don't know how that's possible.
Once again,
How do you hold on?
science
hold on,
fiction
hold on,
stories.
Let him cook. How do you ethically source a human, Jarron?
You grow a human body just without the brain inside of it, so you can do whatever you want to it because you're not.
Why do
actually-
you always make it sound creepy? Like,
I'm in. I love this story so much.
I mean, you're obviously going to cut it open, right? To harvest the organs.
But here's the
do
thing.
it.
But here's the thing: is we know with capitalism, there's going to be some rich people that want parts of the brain.
No,
So
no,
you-
no, no, no,
there's
no.
nothing-
Then
you
it
can't-
wouldn't be ethically sourced anymore.
But
also,
what-
you
but-
can't really do anything with the brain. There's,
Yeah, there's glands, right? Or nerves.
you know what glands are, Owen?
Yeah, thyroid, thalamus, whatever. Anyway, okay.
All right, I'm just gonna roll past that.
I don't have a lot of sciencey terms for brain. Okay, I'm not there yet. Give me a minute.
manganese, of course.
Manganese,
Manganese.
of course.
Brought to you by Manganese. So we always hear, the article says, we always hear about these medical breakthroughs, but they're always like in mice or other small animals where, people just don't care what happened to these stupid little creatures, right?
Nope.
You can kill thousands of them, hundreds of thousands of them every day, which probably happens, and the press doesn't care,
There's
right?
no soul. They don't have souls.
It's true.
Jared.
They don't
Yeah.
care about rats.
I mean, maybe Lang does.
Have a
he-
soul or care about rats?
Both.
He cares
Right.
about test animals.
Yeah,
I assume.
he
It's a
does.
big maybe
So-
on the soul thing, though. He's a fellow redhead. I know. I know how it
The
goes.
Watch South
problem
Park,
with
you know.
transferring that knowledge to humans is we're not mice. And the ability to test on humans is not the same as our ability to test on mice.
Yeah.
And so scientists have been itching for ethically sourced humans for a long time now. And we essentially have the technology to do that today.
So hold on. I have more questions. First off, how do you grow a human? Like, you grow it to an
I'm glad you asked that, Lando.
size?
Artificial uteri.
Pluripotent stem cells, and it's one of the earliest cell types to form during development, can give rise to every type of cell in the adult body.
They're the God cell.
Yep. And artificial uterus technology is rapidly advancing, as well as other pathways to allow for the development of fetuses outside of the body.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
Matrix
three things
style.
three things they mention
Yeah.
here. Number one,
Pluripotent stem cells, artificial uteruses, making fetuses outside the body, basically growing the
They ha-
Matrix style.
yeah, they have a problem.
Without
They're
a brain.
This is really.
Without
They're
a
like,
brain.
look, clones got bad PR. We need a new name. What's a new name? Anybody?
Can you-
New name? We need a body, but it's not a body because there's no brain, but it's like a droid. What about bodyoids? Bodyoids?
Bodyoids.
That's what they're calling these, is bodyoids. Okay.
So hold on.
Wait,
Number
who's,
two,
who's
that-
calling
that-
these them?
Do they have to like?
Who's
art-
they?
I don't know
This
who-
is-
it's in the article. They call them bodyoids.
No, they don't. Oh yeah, you're right. They do.
Paragraph 3, Jarron.
No, it's
Um,
paragraph 4.
So hold
that-
on. So
and
how
a
do they
half.
do? They have to like have artificial life support to get these things to grow, right?
See,
Like,
that-
are
Yeah.
they living
Well,
bodies?
that's my
without
question
brains?
is,
Yeah,
No,
they're
like-
living cells. It just
They're
doesn't
living
have
cells.
any neural matter in it.
Right. I mean, it's weird
Supposedly,
because how do you
my
drew-
theory is they will go through and create humans with brains in them, tell everyone they don't have brains, and there's
Right.
just going to be like millions of
Well,
these bodies.
even
out
the
there.
auto,
once again,
do the
that's
autonomous do
science
the
fiction
autonomous
stories.
the autonomous functions in a body, like the heartbeat and the breathing, which supplies oxygen and stuff, like don't those require a brain? At
You
some
got to
level?
have, yeah.
No, you can keep people on life support who are brain dead, Owen.
but
I know that,
would
but
get
can you
really
do it in a
expensive.
uterus? Can you do it in a uterus?
Why not?
You
guess-
just hook it up to a machine, Matrix style, like I said.
Oh yeah,
Matrix
true.
style.
I guess in a uterus they're breathing amniotic fluid anyway, right? There's no oxygen,
Right.
so it's all going through
You
the cells.
could grow the body to an adult size body in
Super sounds
amniotic
super
fluid.
weird right now.
Who would
You know
want to
that
spare?
the
huh?
robots. The robots were really stupid. Why didn't they just do that in the Matrix?
Grow
Just
them
grow
without
human
brains?
bodies that create heat but don't have brains.
Because that
I
would have been
don't
a
know,
bad
man.
movie.
That would have been a bad movie, but I think that would have been the way. Listen, Matrix, you could have.
Don't speak about this idea too loud with the machines listening, Owen.
So, if
right.
you would you meet your spare before you harvested its organs?
You wouldn't meet it. There's no brain. What's there to meet? Look at it.
Is
be
there
like,
a face?
Oh,
Is
it's
there a
body.
head?
Sure.
I feel like
why
this should
not?
be an at-home kit because there's too much heat. If you stored these as a facility, it's just gonna get they're gonna get protested at people.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
you just had one of these homegrown kits, just kind of down in your basement, like a tanning bed, and this
Except when it has a
company
tanning bed.
and this company supplies all the parts and stuff.
fetal bed.
Yeah, but they've got a little fetal bed, and you're like,
right.
hey, that's my little buddy.
I'm
That's
going to
me.
propose something, and I don't want
Okay.
you guys
No.
to just reject it out of hand
No.
because of
late.
society, whatever. If these are ethically sourced humans, what's the meat situation like?
I knew you were going to say this. I knew you were going
Of
to go
course you asked this
cannibalism.
question.
Like
So
it like you can't just take all of the organs and leave this husk. Use every part.
Skin grafts, man. You can
Soylent
donate all those
Green.
skin.
Soylent Green.
Yeah,
It's-
like we could eat humans.
No, dude. After
Ethically.
you're done,
No,
after you
I
get done
think
getting all the
I-
body parts, you inject the little sack with this fluid that digests it into gluc, and then you flush it down the toilet, my guy.
Or that goes to help nurture the next
Yeah.
bio.
Or you sell,
Recycle,
it.
reuse.
Give it to
Oh
pig
yeah,
farms.
right. You liquefy it and you feed it to them. We know that.
Give it to pig
Matrix.
farms.
But also,
They'd eat it.
people skin grafts
So-
are super valuable.
So, Jared,
Yeah, but
you just resell
What
it.
about
Here-
muscles though? Can you eat
Also-
the
Jared,
muscles?
Jared,
But
I think
you
it's an
also
interesting
reusable.
question, but I think it's a bad idea. And
Cadaver
I think it's
muscles.
just bad for society.
I told you not to
think-
reject it out of hand.
Well,
I thought about it for 3 seconds. I did, but I still don't like it.
the thing about it is meat's meat.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Not human meat.
Yep.
If you,
We taste different.
you've eaten a chicken,
We probably
right,
taste
Tony?
like pig.
Try
Right.
the long pork, Lando.
Have you eaten a steak? Chicken and steak are two different meats.
Yep.
Yup.
Well, like we can use pig organs
Boom.
sometimes, right?
What would we be called, Lando?
does that
If
mean-
not chicken, not steak? What would we be?
Nothing, because it's not going to happen. I hate this idea.
Oh,
Tony,
steak.
let's move on.
Maybe, what do we call it? Wagyu?
Long pork. It's already been established.
Soylent
pork.
Green.
Oh man.
I got really curious about this kind of stuff when the whole Army Hammer thing was going down when he was accused of cannibalism.
You were curious.
And it turns out, and that It always comes up in like Fallout and stuff like that. You can get the
Yeah.
cannibal perk and whatnot. And I was like, so what actually happens if you eat human meat? Turns out nothing. It's meat is meat.
I knew it.
The only problem is
I knew it.
There is
propaganda.
There is a problem if you eat the brain. The brain has chemicals in it that will mess up your brain.
Well, we wouldn't. We're
But it
not
doesn't
growing
have a
the
brain
brains
anyway.
anyway.
It doesn't
We're
have
not
brain
growing
anyway.
it.
So there you go.
I'm telling you, we could grow human farms. And
Well, no, you're
take
missing
their
the point,
organs.
Jaron. Why would if we can
can
grow
clone
humans?
people,
Why
not
don't we
just
grow
clone cows? Yeah.
grow cows and pigs and chickens?
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
why do you have to eat the
I
people?
I thought that you had logically already addressed those
No.
options, and
It
we're like
just
wanting
skipped
to
right over them.
right to people.
Are you
It only
telling me
makes sense.
is Jarron a secret cannibalist? Is that
It
what's
really
happening
sounds.
right now?
It really sounds that way.
I've never done that.
Questionable. All right. I think on that note, we're gonna call it a day. Thank you for listening. Let's have a big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers before we go. Patreon.com/HelpDeskArcade, and Lando is going to talk about what you get if you become a patron.
All kinds of great bonuses. If you give us a little bit of your money, which you are under no obligation to do. I want to be very clear, no obligation to give us any kind of money. We will do this forever for free, and we'll be extremely happy doing it. But if you do give us some money, we'll be even happier. And you get some bonuses for doing so, such as access to the super secret Discord. Both shows early ad-free. However, this week, slight little tweak to that. 2 separate shows, but we're still going to do it in between. Stay tuned.
We're calling it the end between this time.
Don't spoil it, Tony.
Done.
Spoilers.
Spoiled.
Boom. It's been long enough.
You also get access to the specific Discord. Both shows early. I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, Lando sends out perks sometimes in the mail.
No,
Sometimes.
No,
he
he
doesn't.
doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Maybe next Christmas if you're nice.
$6 or more, Jarron will say whatever you want him to say. And to be fair, like sometimes I'm really pleased with what our dear
fair.
Patreon listeners make him say. Other times I'm a little upset that no one else changes their name. So if you subscribe to the higher tier perk to get Jarron to say whatever, please use that perk, right? Go change your Patreon name. It's fun.
But didn't you say it's hard, Lando?
It's not.
not
I mean,
that
it's
hard.
not hard.
You just go in and change your name.
You've
Not
already
bad.
discouraged me.
So is this where you throw it to Jaron for that?
Yeah, Jarron. I've Jarron.
Okay. All right.
Sharon, read the names.
Do your thing. Let's go.
Thank you to David Broshinsky, Interrupting Cow. Woo! Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw. A user interface is like a joke. If you have to explain it, it's not that good. Wait,
That's really
Wow.
good.
that is good.
Was that Twyman? No way.
No, Twyman's not that smart.
Roasted.
Swampy palm tree cleaner. Jason Eatman. All those moments will be lost in time,
Like tears in rain.
rain.
Blade Runner. Classic.
That's Twyman.
Oh, he hates Blade Runner. Thanks, Twyman. I love Blade Runner. It's like
Blade
one of my
Runner's
favorite
great.
movies.
It is a great movie.
Yeah. Jaron.best. Yeah, that's right, I am. Be the 8-year-old. Kyle, it feels like Lando is trying to start a Patreon cult. Jerry Ga Arimasu. I looked this up, and it means I have diarrhea.
That's so good. Never mind. I'm not
Is it
disappointed anymore.
Japanese?
Yeah, it's Japanese.
You guys have understood the assignment.
Pieman Graphics, purveyor of fine geeky stickers. Cursed Gengar 94. Keslo. Eric Steinman. Eric Cruz. The in-between rating plus 40. Went down.
Went down.
Not sure. DP. I need Lang's love. Wesley. His power level is over NVIDIA 600 million. Stuart Lloyd. Don't judge a book by its movie or TV show. But in the case of Wheel of Time, I'd say you should because it's great. And finally, yes, Owen, we do care.
He triggered him. He's
His
triggered.
eyebrows went up.
They went over his hair line. They just-
He looks like a scared animal in the forest.
All right. Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are awesome. We appreciate you so much. That's it for today's episode. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Thanks for downloading us. And we'll see you next time. Why isn't this working? There it is.
There it is.
There it is. All right. Lando, take us out.
So in today's show, we learned that manganese
Manganese.
manganese is far more important than we thought it was.
Mango knees.
Interesting. Being
Mayonnaise.
an end user.